Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here with a phenomenal woman. I have the pleasure of joining Terenee Knight in this space. Terenee and I go way, way back to college, and we had some interesting experiences at our PWI, but it was good. It was good. We learned a lot. We learned a lot about ourselves. But today we are honoring her in this space. So Terenee, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it's good. We had to catch up first and now we're official. So Terenee, since you've been coaching for a minute, if you would tell us a little bit about your story, how you got started, all of that good stuff.
Well, I was originally born in Gary, Indiana, moved to Texas when I was 9 after a family tragedy, and moved to Irving, went to elementary and middle school there, then moved to Garland, where I was blessed to graduate from high school and have a great coach, be coached by one of the original female coaches in the city of Garland. Went on to our PWI, where, we got some experiences in. It was actually a great space for us to really and truly stand firm in who we are and to have that shine and get that perseverance and know what that feels like to stand up for ourselves. And then I went into the corporate world and was working for a for-profit university and had a lot of students coming in as incoming freshmen, but they were being placed in remedial courses. And so it kind of inadvertently led me to say, hey, well, I think I want to go into public education so that I can be the change that I want to see per se. And ended up as a middle school basketball and track coach and English teacher, and did that for a few years, and then started moving up in the coaching world, became a varsity assistant track coach, did that for a little while, was blessed to have a random opportunity come open at the current campus that I'm on. The principal there was a former high school coach, former high school principal of mine, and the assistant athletic director for the district was my former coach. And so the stars aligned, and 10 years later, I'm still serving and walking in my purpose in the place where I know that my heart is supposed to be right now.
Absolutely. That's amazing. And you mentioned a couple of people. Would you say these were the people that really inspired you to enter the coaching profession, or was there maybe someone else that it could be the person or a time that may have said, you know what, I think I really want to go into coaching specifically?
I'll say it was the people that I mentioned. Judy Campbell, I can't say her name enough. She was the first female coach hired in the history of Garland ISD. And when I was in high school, she was the athletic coordinator as well. And, the staff that she assembled and being led by those strong women and men really and truly showed me what it was to be a part of something greater than yourself. They not only worked individually in their sports and groomed us in the way that they needed to, specific to our needs for athletics and academics as well, but the camaraderie and just the ebbs and flows of how things went with them as a coaching staff. When I decided that, hey, that's what I want for my professional life, my sole goal was to create a space for coaches that I was blessed to be coached under.
That's amazing. And I know you said she's still in the district, Coach Campbell?
She is still the assistant athletic director. She's my boss, essentially.
That's awesome. And I'm sure she has plenty of stories as well to talk about you in terms of your growth. Not only seeing you as young Terenee, but as Mama Terenee now.
Yes.
Which leads me to my next question. As women, we face a lot of challenges and a lot of obstacles in this profession. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of your challenges that you faced, maybe pre-mom days and then now as a new mom?
I'll say pre-mom days, especially, I was named the coordinator. I earned the role of coordinator on my current campus. I was 27 going on 28. And, regardless of the efforts and hard work that had been put in prior to the interview process and, the different things that took place for me to earn the role, um, the hardest part was to have to continue to justify why I was in the role. My work ethic meant nothing. So I always had to work even harder. My know-how, my, paperwork, my credentials per se meant nothing. Because at the end of the day, I was a young Black female and I wasn't looked at or perceived as someone who was deserving of such an honor to be in leadership. And so I spent probably the first 2 years really and truly pounding the street, being the go-to, always feeling that I had to go further or go above and beyond, even more so than the other woman in the room, because I was always in question. Everything I did, everything I said. And, I can say that the blessing is that although it took time, my space and who I am and what I do was seen as professional, seen as appreciated. And, that's hard. It was hard. It was a hard place to be in. But, coming on the other side of it, it's made life for Mama Coach Knight to really and truly thrive. Like I don't have as hard of a time as I've heard with a lot of other women. And I think part of that comes from being on a campus where I've got phenomenal support and in my leadership, as well as with my staff, my coaching staff. We work as a unit. I mean, if the right hand is doing something, the left hand is trying to make sure that it knows exactly how to support that other side. And so that's made life for me as a mom so easy. It's made it to where I can enjoy the little moments and not have to pull my hair out thinking about, oh my God, I'm not at work. Is something bad going to happen when I'm not there? I don't have those worries.
And that's really a reflection of your leadership. So kudos to you, most definitely. And if you can't already feel the energy that Terenee brings, then you're missing something, because this woman brings some energy, this passion, and that was something that drew us together when we were in college. Because we are very passionate and outspoken at times, just a little bit, but it's been good. It's been good to see your ascension and really see you grow into this phenomenal leader across the state, because Terenee has blazed a path for herself and for other women, and she's pulling them up as she's moving along in this profession, because we have to do it. And especially in this state, in Texas, where football dominates everything, we have to find those spaces where we are going to bring other women with us. We are going to bring our chairs and sit at these tables. So with that said, which words of advice would you give aspiring young women who want to enter this profession?
I would say stand firm in your convictions. Know who you are when you walk into the room. Know what you stand for, and don't allow that to be swayed simply because you're chasing a certain position or role. Be who you are. Be firm in who you are. Because ultimately, those who really and truly deserve your leadership or deserve your presence or deserve the investment of your time and energy, they will see it. So stand firm in who you are, because there's value in your story, your message, your purpose. And so that's my little 2 cents.
That's amazing, because we don't have enough women in this profession to begin with. And we are losing not only coaches, but we're losing teachers in education. And it's scary, because you have a little guy, I have a semi little guy, and I don't know who's going to be left
Yeah.
Are the good ones going to be left when they get to high school, when they get to middle school? I don't know. And if we don't change something, and if we don't, it's really the change. If we don't change something, then it's going to impact them more than we can ever imagine or predict, right?
Mhm.
Um, so what are some traditions that you have in your family? And I know that this one's a little bit difficult sometimes. Traditions in your family or in your program that you have built that are special and significant to you as a Black woman in this space.
I will say that something that's a tradition, something that my mom and I do, and something that's actually turned into a thing for me and some of my close girlfriends, we try to make sure that we wear things that are empowering to other young Black women. Like I've got my Black Girl Magic patch on today. Every single day, especially in the month of February, every day there's something either Black history related or just women empowerment or Black Girl Magic that we try to wear, because we understand that there's not enough of us in spaces of power that young Black women or young women get to see. And so showing them that it's okay to be who you are and to celebrate who you are as well. You don't have to water yourself down to, be included in certain spaces. There's a space and place for you.
I know I've seen some of those pictures of some of the clothing that you've worn this month, and it's so cool to see that, because you're right, we don't celebrate it, and we have to break some of the social norms in these spaces and make it okay to wear your hair a certain way, to wear a traditional garb of some sorts in whichever culture you choose to represent. That should be okay. And I shouldn't have to put on a blazer to show that I'm professional, because that's not what makes me professional. It's my work. It's the worth that I bring to this table. So thank you for sharing that. And I'm sure that that's trickled on to some of the young women that you are involved with on a daily basis. So can you share some of those stories? Have you seen some of the girls maybe take ownership and say, you know what, I'm going to dress like this because coach is wearing this and she made it okay?
Um, yeah, we'll see that in the hallways. I've seen a lot of the Black Girl Magic sweatshirts. Our campus actually does a living museum for Black History Month, and so as a coaching staff, we're trying to encourage more of our athletes to be a part of that, so that there are more women in Black history that are represented this year. They started it last year, with COVID and everything, and it was pretty cool because it was a way for them to do gallery walks in small numbers, and so they continued it, and we've got a phenomenal group of people on our campus that are leading the Black History Month activities. And so to see our kids really and truly, one, learning, and two, being represented, and three, really and truly wanting to be a part of something that's educating their peers is really cool.
That's amazing. And now that's impact. That is powerful. I'm sure it's very powerful to see, and it's only going to grow because that's just kind of the nature of what you do. So we appreciate you, Terenee, for the work that you've done, for the work that you are doing now, and we look forward to seeing where you land eventually, because you're on this leadership journey, right? And where you land, and if the good Lord means for you to stay right where you're at because you're doing the work, then so be it. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will catch you next time. If there's anything that we can do to help you, Terenee, you just let us know, and we're right there to assist you.
I will. Thank you so much.